Hello everyone, welcome back to the 13 Spooky Reviews and 13 Spooky Days. We have you can't see me in the reflection. I want to first off by saying, this is a fantastic figure, Just for Fun Studios. Boo 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 boo, shout out. I don't know. Anyway, he deserves a shout out because he included this figure in one of his stop motions. I believe it was this figure. Could have been the old Toy Biz one, but it was this one, I think. Anyway, and I was like, I saw it at Target, and it was half price, and I was like, you know what, it looks like a good figure. I wish it came with more weapons, but still looks like a great figure. So this is the vintage box, which is pretty normal now. It's just the bubble where the figure sets artwork, a combat weapon, which the drawing makes the rocket launcher look way cooler. It's not. Anyway, you have the other figures in the line. I was actually thinking about getting the Iron Man and maybe the Wolverine. The cap is sort of looking good. And then there's the card back in. Punisher gets his name for the revenge he takes on society's evil villains. Kingpin, basically. Which would be interesting if they started doing, like, Build-A-Figure characters in this box. Like, Kingpin and Daredevil. They really should do a 2-pack of those figures. I'm hoping that they'll do a Venom soon. Because I like Venom. I am a fan of Venom, so that's why I like the movie, because I'm a fan of Venom, so... anyway, this figure is pretty fantastic for just articulation and look. That's really all I expect in an action figure. And sometimes with certain figures, especially with this mold, you don't get all the articulation I like, but you do get most of it. And again, this is 6-inch scale, so if you have Marvel Legend figures, he's going to fit right in. So let's talk about paintwork. They did a really nice job with this because basically in the original comics, they couldn't really use much black, and especially for hair, so they put some blue on it. It comes out way better on camera, but it sort of is more subtle when you have it in hand. So if you have this figure in hand, you basically know what the hair looks like. And he has a nice menacing face. It's sort of like a... Rawr, rawr. Rawr. I don't know. Do people grr? Probably not. So this is a nice figure. I do have some issues with the hands and the paint because, well, paint just because sloppiness can happen a lot. Especially on a figure that contracts so much. I was kind of talking about that in my Moon Knight video, where sometimes since you have white on this figure and then black over it, it doesn't look white, and then sometimes the white will come off and you'll see, and the black can bleed through the white because they are very contrasting colors. I don't know if you say I'm racist, I'm not, just colors. Anyway, this is his weapon. It's a giant rocket launcher. I feel like he should have come with this and maybe a pistol or a normal gun. I would have liked that better, and I would like if Marvel Legends did a Punisher pack, which will just be a whole bunch of guns. I mean, they could make so much money off that. And then he does come with an alternate head, which is as a... is it a bandana? It's not a bandana. A piece of cloth just wrapped around his head. Anyway, there's his hair. Just has that blue effect on it. And he has a very nice face. Sort of reminds me of Rambo. That's probably what it's intended for, but anyway, these guys are easier at switching heads. It is easier to swap and switch heads with these figures. So if you like a more classic Punisher look, you can have that head, which I'll get kind of a... if it'll focus. Alright, now it's focusing. Yeah, it's sort of more of a Punisher look. Number 2, and you can see that it looks all blue. It's really just black with a few specks of blue. Like, this is more of the color with, like, blue, so it comes off a lot better on camera than when you actually get it. That just may be my camera, but, yeah, you'll see if you get this figure in hand, which I hope you do, because this is a nice figure. This is not at all this color. It just looks like that because my camera. And I think this looks good too, but what you really need is to get a rocket launcher in his hand, which is usually meant for this rocket launcher I believe was first used with Nuke, and it should just only be used with Nuke because he has such a big body mold. I don't think this is the body mold for that. But anyway, you can get him kind of like holding it and be like, just gotta back him up. Anyway, he does look pretty nice, and the rocket launcher is pretty heavy, and the bad thing is he doesn't have a butterfly joint, which basically means that this shoulder can move inwards, which could help him hold this rocket launcher a whole lot better, and it wouldn't have to be like that, and it could be perfectly on his shoulder, and he'd perfectly hold this, but life's not perfect. It's not working. Anyway, he does look nice, and he does look generally Punisher-esque. I do like the belt, but it does limit articulation, so let's talk about articulation now. We'll just put on the normal head that comes in the box. Gotta be like Zach King grunting after I do something. The joints are tight on my figure. Then again, I just got this guy a weekend ago. Which I still haven't found Ghost Rider. I really should have tried to find one on eBay or Amazon before I did this. Anyway, you have a ball joint at the head, a hinge at the head and down, an ab crunch, which is very ratchety. If you like ASMR, please don't like ASMR. Anyway, the waist articulation was really limited because, as you can see, like, the belt just gets so broken up and goes so forward. So you usually don't use that, and I'm sort of fine with it. Punisher isn't the most agile figure. He's character. He's more the I'm gonna stab you with a knife. Yeah. Anyway, he has rotation, a rotation bicep, the normal standard thing, which is really tight for some reason. Double jointed elbow, hinge at the wrist, and a rotation, and this one pops out very easily. This one hasn't popped out at all. Anyway, you have a ball joint there. Swivel, which again, my figure is very tight. Maybe don't buy this guy from Target. They may be freezing and breaking these figures. Double jointed, rotation, hinge, that thingy. So anyway, he looks pretty nice for all that he is, which is just a sort of simple repaint, remold of a older figure with some new weapons, which I do like to kind of get him facing, pointing it down, and then you do get a nice head, which, I mean, if you like Rambo, you could obviously make a custom just by getting this head and just taking a body and making it shirtless and just going, Argh! That's all Rambo does. So, we'll just compare him with my Moon Knight figure. So, yeah, 6-inch. So, overall thoughts about this figure. He's a nice figure. For all that he is, which is just a kind of a Punisher and a repaint and a retool, he's pretty nice. And you could definitely find this guy cheaper on eBay and Amazon. I would probably recommend the Walgreens exclusive one, but if you're like me, and there's only Walgreens, and there's only one Walgreens around you, and they only restock their things every 3 days, so you really can't have much luck because people know the patterns. And last time I saw a thing, and then I was like, alright, I'm going to go pick it up. I was like, I kind of want the Human Torch more. And I was like, wait, I should get the thing because then I can collect the entire Fantastic Four. And it was gone off the shelf right when I walked to the counter and then walked back. I mean, my Walgreens never restocks their stuff, even though I said they restock it every 3 days. Sometimes they actually don't. Yeah, but if you can't find a better Punisher figure, tell me if you think that this is a good figure or a bad figure. By the way, just for Fun Studios, I got this figure because he put him in a video, so he looked kind of interesting to me. I was like, you know what? I do need a Punisher for my stop motion, so why not? I'll just get this one sooner rather than later. And I do like him, of course. Again, 13 spooky days, 13 spooky reviews in 13 spooky days. Norm, this character does live in a darker world, so, yeah. Basically, he is the definition of a TVMA superhero. Anti-hero, I mean. Deadpool, you may say he's the R-rated version, but really, Punisher is the version. He kills more people and is more gruesome than Deadpool, because, I mean, Deadpool can never die, so Punisher dies a lot, and he can. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm Rodimus. Peace, or outro. Signing out.